The Minister of Water Resources, Mr. Suleiman Adamu, has called on the private sector to invest in the provision of potable water supply for Nigerians. Adamu made the call when he featured on the News Agency of Nigeria flagship interview program Forum in Abuja. He said investing in these utilities will end the continued politicization and poor commitment by states and local governments and proliferation of boreholes in the country. The minister said that with efficient municipal water supply, Nigeria had no business with drilling of boreholes indiscriminately.
Even with all the efforts that have been made in the last several years by the federal government through the Federal Ministry of Water Resources, with support from institutions like the World Bank, to corporatize water agencies so that they can run like business entities, that has not been successful in many places because state governments still don't seem to want to appreciate that water must be paid for, you know, and of course the communities don't want that also. So it's a political issue. But we're reaching a point where it is becoming impossible for governments, whether at federal, state, or local government, to support water supply without some sort of cost recovery. And if that is the case, everybody knows also that the governments are poor when it comes to managing, business-like as usual. The government is not good at managing businesses or even doing cost recovery. So we have been coming up with lots of strategies, including this aspect of corporatization of state water agencies, but also trying to bring in the private sector to understand and appreciate that you can actually make money out of water supply delivery. Many countries of the world, the developed world, and even some of our neighbors like Cameroon, like Niger Republic, virtually the states have yielded, have ceded management at least of municipal water supply schemes to private sector because they are better at managing, better at cost recovery, better at reinvesting the money to improve the water supply situation.
On river basin development in the country, Adamu said the ministry had met its mandate in employment opportunities with the handing over of 50,000 hectares of land for commercial farming. He said the ministry, in partnership with the Bureau of Public Enterprise, had begun the partial commercialization of the Niger Delta, Ogun Osun, Upper Niger, and Sokoto-Rima river basins for optimum performance and repositioning.
There is a farm owned by the Ogun Osun River, a market, a farmer's market, that they have now entered into agreement with the private sector concerned to rehabilitate the building, lease it out, and revenue will come to them so that they can, in the long run, we want them to stand on their own, at least for most of their costs like personnel costs and so on, so that they don't have to rely on budget for some of their things. So I'll tell you, it's work in progress. We have also introduced the Songhai model farm, and I always tell the river basin that is not for them to just be doing the cultivation alone and selling the produce, selling coconut gari or the giant plantains and so on and so on. No. They should use them as training grounds for the farmers around them. They should be enablers. And I can tell you, like Benin, Owena, River Basin Development, they're in partnership with the University of Benin. So they are creating a training ground, and that will help to teach the younger agricultural students on sustainable agriculture, and also the farmers around, that they can have better seeds, better techniques on how to improve productivity.